Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your tarot card reading for June 2024. It is a fantastic big month, everyone. June is huge. We have Jupiter now in Gemini. We have the sun through there. We've got Venus. We've got Mercury racing through. We're going to have the activation of Cancer later on. We've got Mars in Taurus. So there's going to be a lot of activity that goes on. It's going to be a fantastic month to really see progress, to see developments, to see and feel that true sense of hope that these manifestations, that this lifestyle that you are hoping to cultivate is actually and truly possible for you. So I think generally speaking, there are going to be a lot of really wonderful things that happen for the most part. And there's going to be this new sense of revival that kind of rushes through everything. So I think it's going to be a fantastic month. So as you're watching these tarot card readings, you are free to watch for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. However, when I do reference transits, probably the rising sign is going to be the most accurate in terms of house placement. So just keep that in mind. Another really quick little thing, I'm going to be starting to post really short dailies on YouTube. I've already been posting them on Instagram and TikTok, and I just really wanted to incorporate these on YouTube as well. 1 to 2 minute daily astrology, daily tarot card pulls. So if you really want to make sure that you hit those, please make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell so you get the notification every time those get posted. Those will probably get started June 1st. Okay, so just FYI on that. Also, the comprehensive readings, we go really, really in deep in these comprehensive readings every month. We get a whole second reading. So if you want to join for that, you are more than welcome. All the information on how to access those are going to be found on the pinned comment down below. I'll pin a comment there, and you can also find it in the description box too. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much. I love you. Have a great month, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and get started with an animal spirit card. For the month of June, what is it that Aquarius needs to know for the month of June? Okay. Kiwi, do a walking meditation each day for the next week. Okay. This came out for another Zodiac sign. I can't remember exactly which one, but this is going to be a really good, just sort of keep in your back of your mind. Okay. So as life is happening, as things are going on, as things are changing, because they are really changing, especially with Jupiter now coming into Gemini, that's a very big deal. It's going to be, fifth house activation for you. So a lot of creativity starting to pump through. So sometimes we need to just sort of disconnect a little bit, reconvene with nature, with spirit, sort of come back to ourselves a little bit and, just get out of our head, get out of our mind. I would highly recommend not a lot of consumption, right? So even walking meditation, I know a lot of people like to listen to music and whatnot, but I think just being in the quiet and being with yourself and being in that place of, kind of just contemplation, I think would be really, really beneficial. And it probably will enable you to be a little bit more receptive, to receive more and better ideas, to brainstorm, and just to kind of, really open your mind to so many things and so many possibilities, especially when we're all facing, this sort of grand new era of our lives with Pluto now in your sign, so we're all making big changes, and it's nice to be able to receive direction. So moon card for Aquarius, pleasure. Okay. And really making sure that you are doing things that do bring joy of some sort. Now, when you say pleasure, we're not talking about like the hedonistic kind, right? The overindulgent kind. We're talking about really tapping into that place of ease, relaxation, relief, being around people that you genuinely enjoy, doing things you genuinely enjoy. I know we can't do that 100% of the time. There are always things that we have to do that sometimes are not always at the top of the list, but I do think prioritizing those things and actually, walking meditation, pleasure, I think those two things go hand in hand as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else comes out for, okay, clearly those want to come out. Okay. So we have the 6 of Wands, 2 of Coins, and the High Priestess. Well, I do feel like your endeavors, whatever it is you're currently working on, whatever it is you're thinking about working on, hopefully there's a little bit more action. Now, Gemini season in general, we've got the sun in there, we've got Venus in there, Mercury is going to be plowing through there really fast, and he'll make his way on into Cancer later on. But this is just a really mentally active time. But there is also a quality of implementation in Gemini as it's connected with our hands and getting our hands in the work and actually doing things. So, it's great to think about things and to contemplate and do your walking meditation, of course, right? It's good to do those things. But I also feel it is imperative to continue the implementation of things as well. And it's a little bit of back and forth, right? You brainstorm and you think and you come up with new strategies and new ideas, and then you start experimenting right away. And I wouldn't allow that much of a delay between the two. That would be my recommendation, okay? And you don't have to do it with everything, obviously. With the Two of Coins, there are choices. There's a lot going on. So you're going to have to prioritize a little bit, and you're going to have to make sure that you're choosing the things that are most in line with your desired manifestations. You're choosing the things that, excuse me, I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a cough. You're choosing the things that, with the High Priestess here, that really speak to you in a deep, meaningful kind of way. That there's some type of a, connection or an alignment that happens with what you're doing. The High Priestess is a very revealing, it's like, when I say revealing, I feel like she's going to be revealing something very important to you, and revealing, I don't want to say like the full on path, because I still think we're all very hazy on that, and it's going to continue to be hazy with Jupiter and Gemini. I don't know that we're all going to have like this really solid, concrete, this is exactly how it's going to go type of thing. I just don't think that's the environment that we're in right now. There's just a lot of options and a lot of possibilities. So we really need to stay open. But I do think the High Priestess is going to be slowly kind of breadcrumbing you a little bit and saying, okay, if you are choosing to prioritize this, then maybe you try that. And maybe here's a person for you. And maybe here's a feeling for you to process. And here's a thought for you to think about, right? It's going to be sort of one little thing after another that's going to help guide you in a direction that makes sense for you. So being in that place of attunement, that's why the walking meditation card probably came out, because it's like, being in tune with yourself and not listening to all this noise, not listening to other people's voices, not listening to other people's opinions, that's going to be important for you to really tap into that alignment. And, I feel like she's really doing you a solid, if I can say it that way, by showing up and being like, I'm here with you 100%. Your intuition, it's not going to steer you wrong. You can move forward courageously and confidently, and you don't have to second guess yourself, even if it doesn't really make all that much sense right now. And I don't know that it will, okay? But I like the blue actually a lot coming out as a color of truth, that Aquarius will be walking in truth. And it's the truth that aligns with your soul's highest ambitions here right now. Okay. Feel like that card. Knight of Swords. What else for Aquarius? Okay, I'm really liking the balancing things that's going on. 2 of Coins, 6 of Coins. It feels like things might be evening out, or things might be kind of finally the flow seems to be there. And I don't know if Aquarius has felt stuck lately. I know that when we have 4th house activity, and we've, Jupiter in Taurus, that's 4th house for you. Even Venus being in Taurus, 4th house doesn't, there can be movement in the 4th. I'm not going to say there isn't, but sometimes it just is such a private thing. It's very internalized. There is a lot of healing that goes on. There's a lot of, and being in Taurus, there is that sort of stuck feeling sometimes. So I don't know if you haven't been feeling the flow lately. I mean, you can let me know in the comments how May went and April, how all that went. But I do kind of feel like there's kind of an easing up, and with the pleasure as well. It's like, I think Aquarius is starting to take pleasure in their creations and pleasure in their process and pleasure in kind of the things that bring them, satisfaction. And with that, there is this sort of gate opening up where things can go out as much as they can come in, and it's not so rigid, it's not so locked in. And with the Chariot in the middle, it does feel like you're sort of transcending an era, or transcending a time and space of your life that maybe did get a little bit kind of crusty, if you will. I don't know. I have no idea why that word came to my mind, but it was like something was crusty. And it's like, oh, we got to like clean this up and get this gunk out of here and just clean up this channel so that things can finally start to flow through. The Knight of Swords is kind of interesting because he's running away from that Chariot card. And I don't know that it really feels like you. It feels like someone else sort of ricocheting, because I'm kind of looking at you as the Chariot, because you kind of seem to be in this like nice little Zen place here. And then the Knight of Swords is all this chaos. Like, I don't know that Aquarius is going to be very capable of attracting or admitting. And I say admitting, like admitting into your life. I don't know that you're going to be capable of admitting chaos and drama and noise into your life. For some reason, I feel like things are very quiet. Like Aquarius is just really wanting their quiet, their peace, again, their pleasure, quiet with the High Priestess. Now, I'm not saying you can't go out and have a great time. I mean, of course, but it's just like if anything comes in and disrupts this centered place that I think maybe you found or you're getting to, like that's the place you're arriving at, it's just gonna like completely kind of, like I say, ricochet off, and it's not gonna be able to really land in your life. This Knight of Swords feels like it's like bouncing. I don't know why. It's bouncing off. It's bouncing out of your life. It is kind of like you're swatting it away. Excuse me. Swatting it away. And it feels a little discombobulated, like a little, like, oh, like, when like a bird runs into a window, have you ever seen that before? And it just kind of is like, oh, and then it has to take a minute to figure out what happened, and then it flies away. It's kind of what I feel like the Knight of Swords is doing. It flew in, it hit a window, not realizing like, oh, Aquarius is in a different place now. Oh, okay, Aquarius is doing something else. I guess I can't bother them. They're not really available for that anymore. Oh, let me shake it off. And then they just kind of go the other direction. So it might be kind of strange because it feels like, as I'm reading this, I'm like, this feels really strange. What a strange message to receive. But it just shows me that you're not capable really of attracting things that are just not on your level. And because of your mindset, because of the actions that you're taking, because of the choices that you're making, it's just sort of happening. And I don't know that there's any conscious choice on Aquarius' part. It's just sort of like, it's just what's going on. So I don't know. But you're good. I look at the chair, I'm like, yeah, Aquarius is good. Aquarius is definitely on point with what they've got going on. And what I also love about the Chariot is the confidence too, that there's this sense of, being emboldened and saying, all right, well, I have choices. I have a path. I have, priorities with the Two of Coins. I have things that I'm wanting to go out there and accomplish. And there are, tasks involved with doing that. And so I'm just going to do that because that's where the flow is. That's where the ease is really coming from. I really am not seeing a substantial amount of resistance here at all. It's like, you set your mind to it, you get your hands in the dirt, you start doing it, and it just goes, just not a lot of problems. especially maybe that may really have a lot to do with Mercury being in rulership. Okay, Mercury in rulership in Gemini, speeding through Gemini. Typically when we have a nice functioning Mercury, it like life does tend to kind of flow a little bit easier. That is a little bit more common. And because he did have such a brutal retrograde back in April, I think it's really nice to have that channel open up a little bit. We like a strong Mercury. He makes the day-to-day of life so much easier. Okay, what else for Aquarius? Look, I told you there's something about balance. There really is. There's something about stability and balance and being really whole and complete within yourself. Not a lot of incoherence, not a lot of feeling torn in different places. Like, I just don't see it. I just feel like Aquarius is pretty solid with who they are and what they want. And there's not a lot of second guessing here in the least. This Knight of Swords, like, it'll be really interesting to see what the Clarifiers have to say about this Knight of Swords. I don't know if it's going to come out good or bad. I'm not feeling like a bad person or anything. It's just something that's not able to be accepted in your life right now. And they may come back. I mean, the Knight of Swords might be kind of an in and out, transient type of deal, but I don't know. It's just in and out for now anyway. And yet it seems like there is some sort of an adjustment or a rectification going on with the Justice card coming out directly underneath. Like the fact that this person or this opportunity or whatever it is just sort of like bing, bing, in and out, it kind of feels like that's just the way it has to be. And I think you know that too. Like it has to be out of your life right now. And like I don't know. There's something really weird about it. It feels really strange. But with the King of Cups, I am seeing such a rock, like you're so emotionally stable, so emotionally available. I actually think you are very emotionally available. You're available for new financial opportunities, available for new romantic opportunities. You're available for just life in general. You're open for maybe a completely new change or a completely new environment, whatever it is, but you're just so available and so receptive, even with that High Priestess card. And that's maybe where the pleasure is really coming from. Like, maybe you're not closed off and walled off and you don't have all this stuff pushing against life right now. And so you're really in the groove. And I think you really could be. This is one of the beautiful things about having a Jupiter trine. It's such a Jupiterian quality. You have a moment in your life right now, a year ahead of you, where you really can just be in this expansive place. This self-expressive place, right? 5th house, Gemini, self-expression, creation, passion, sexuality, romance, fun, entertainment, right? This is supposed to be a fun transit. Now, we all have different charts, so it's all going to impact us and hit us differently. But I do know that there's going to be a lot of creation involved with this. And because of that, like I say, you're just in this solid place and an available place. And there's a lot of collaborations. And I think Gemini is more social. The past couple of months, I've been saying, okay, Taurus and Aries, we're just in this more self-reliant, independent, autonomous place. But that's not really the case when we move into Gemini. Now it's a little bit more social. Now we start opening ourselves up to new networks and new mindsets and new creative ideas that are presented by other people, right? So we again, adding to that receptivity even that much more. I think Aquarius is in another nice balance between this is my voice, this is my creation, this is what I want to make, but I'm also really willing to hear what you have to say too. I'm also really willing to hear your opinion and to hear, maybe something that you could offer me to add value to what I'm doing and make my thing better, and I could maybe exchange and do the same thing for you. So there's definitely a lot of exchange. Like I say, there's so much flow going on. And maybe that's one of the reasons why this Knight of Swords is so like jarring to me. It's because it's like someone trying to, like, you're like this river and you're in this flow. And this is someone who thinks that it's like a lake, and they think that it's like this still body of water, and then they get in there like, oh whoosh, and they get caught up in the rapids. They don't realize like what Aquarius has going on, and so they just get right back out again because they weren't mentally prepared to jump into a river, like this fast flowing thing. It's like, oh shoot, that was kind of a shock. I wasn't expecting all of that. And maybe that's really maybe that's why it's so weird, is because they're just so jarred by it. But I do think that there are a lot of people that can add so much value to what Aquarius is doing. So there's an education component when we hit Gemini. So we are in a place of learning for the next year with Jupiter there, and expanding our mind through making all sorts of new connections. And that is reading new things and consuming new things and talking to new people and expanding our breadth of knowledge in various ways. And that will be, and I love that we start the reading with Six of Wands and we end it with the Three of Coins, because I feel like there's victory in your collaborations. So whether you're hiring someone or starting to date someone, or you just have new projects going on at work or new projects going on at home with your family, whatever the case may be, I'm just genuinely seeing success and significant progress, especially throughout the month of June. Okay, now let's go ahead and get out the clarifiers. We're going to talk a lot about these new cards. So we're going to talk for another like 25 to 30 minutes about all the cards that I'm about to pull out. We cover that in the comprehensive reading. All the links for that will be in the description box and the pinned comment thread down below. So if you want to join, you are absolutely more than welcome. We usually do go really in deep. There's like 3 cards for every card on here. So we get really deep and detailed in these comprehensives. So let's take a look here at the Six of Wands. What else does Aquarius need to know here? Eight of Swords, Five of Cups. Yeah, I was like, I feel like maybe you've been stuck. Okay, Four of Coins. Page of Swords, Five of Coins. For the High Priestess, I was really getting such a good feeling from her. So let's see what comes out. Eight of Wands. Three of Swords. And the Knight of Coins. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Not surprising. There's the wall. There's the big window you just hit. The Page of Cups. And Death. Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. And then we have the Devil. I actually like the Devil with the Chariot combination. Four of Cups. And another, a Knight of Swords, but going the other direction. There's definitely a clash. You're going to clash with something this month. I don't know what to say. You're definitely going to clash with something or someone. Wheel of Fortune. And the Moon. Beautiful. Oh gosh, if I could do this. Okay, and then Justice. The World. Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups. Ten of Swords. Oh, and I flipped one over. Ace of Coins. See, I told you, you're very available. And here come all the aces. You're very available, Aquarius. And we have another Six of Coins, a Two of Swords, and another King of Cups. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up. So again, if you want to join, comprehensive links down in the description box and the comment thread down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing June, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.